I worship you today. Omekanaya, I bow before your throne. Omekanaya, I worship you today, Jesus. Omekanaya, I bow before your throne, Jesus. Omekanaya, I worship you today. Omekanaya, I bow before your throne. Omekanaya, I worship you today. Omekanaya, I bow before your throne. Amen. They will never understand. Amen. Men may not understand. Men may not understand. Oh yes, men may not understand. Amen. Hallelujah. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And happy Sunday to all the men and the women and the other children that are out there. How are they today now? Today, excuse me. Today I feel the need to come out here to talk to our mothers. And this message is not only to our mothers, it's also to all the men out there. And I want you to listen to what I have to share to us today. And I feel that it's not every time you have to be posting picture and writing all about my mother is a sweet, thank you all the women, thank you all the mother. I also know that about 60% of the outcome of how children are in our society today is by the words spoken by their mothers into the life of children. I can attest to that. I can testify to this effect in my own personal life. So today I woke up very early since morning to come and talk about this, and I said, okay, let me relax until in the evening that I can have the attention of at least those who really care to listen. And this message is not only for men, it's also for women. It's for both people, but because it's a Mother Day, so that I have to title it Happy Mother's Day. And mothers, please learn to use your tongue in the way that will affect your children positively. The Bible says that life and death and the power of the tongue. But first and foremost, my name is Harry. In case you're new to this, my page or something, you're just seeing my video for the first time. My name is Harry, and I'm not a pastor. I'm not a pastor. I don't dream to be a pastor. I don't have a vision of becoming a pastor, but I love God, and the little truth that I know that are working in my life, I don't hold them back, and I'm more than happy to share, and that is why I always come out and I use this platform as well to promote truth that I know that is working in my life and the life of those around me. That's why I am always motivated to share. I am not a pastor. I don't dream to be a pastor. I don't dream to become any of evangelist or whatsoever. But I love God, and I love to do the things that pleases God, which is why I come out here this moment to talk to us about the way we should be using our tongue, especially our mothers, especially our mamas, back home and abroad, anywhere you are. This message is very special and is particular to you. And it's not only our women, it's also to our men. Even if you are not yet a father, this message is also for you, because how you use your tongue in regards to your personal life also matters. The things you do and the things that are around you. All right. Well, without wasting much time, I want to just use, like I said, I'm not a pastor and I don't like to make reference to too many Bible references or verses. So I want to like to go to Proverbs chapter 18, verses 21, that address this issue very well for us. Proverbs chapter 18, verses 21. I repeat that. All right? Proverbs chapter 18, verses 21. It says, I have two versions of Bible with me here. So I'm going to read two versions of Bible for us. All right? And it talks about, Proverbs 18:21 says that the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruits. This is NIV, New International Version. Let me read the popular King James Version. No, a lot of Nigerians have the King James Version, and we love reading the King James Version. So let me read the King James Version for us. Proverbs 18, verses 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. This is King James Version. I have the two hard copy in my house, and I read both. I compare and contrast the words that are being used in this. Now, I want to appeal to our mother, our mamas, our wives, our potential mother, our potential wives and girlfriend and whatever. If you're a woman, in fact, every human being needs to listen to this, because we are ignorant of the truth. We are not aware exactly what we have or who we are as a human being. We are not aware of the kind of powers that we possess as a human being. We don't know, and that's why we act very ignorantly. And no one is exempted from this ignorance, as to say. So, but what I just want to talk to us about is the power of our tongue. Every day of your life that you live today, it is what you have spoken or you have said about your life yesterday or some years ago or some weeks ago or some hours ago. We think that we are just saying words. We are just joking with words and saying things, whichever thing we feel like we want to say. We just say whatever that comes to our mind without knowing the consequences of what we are doing. Let me tell you, there is a parable or an adage, as you say it in Africa, or a proverb that we often make, that the world has ears. It is true. It is true. That's why sometimes the things you say in your closet, you think that nobody hears them, nobody listens to you, but sometimes you are surprised to hear the things you say outside, and you think that the world actually has ears, and the birds of the air that you breathe, there are birds that carries your words. There are, as a human being, you need to be aware of the truth that you are not alone, even if you think you are alone. In your bedroom, in your toilet, in anywhere you are that you lock in yourself, in a place that you are there. Physically, you are there, but spiritually and otherwise, you are not alone in that place. Whether you are a child of God or you don't believe in God or whatsoever, whenever you are in a place locked yourself in, you are not alone. You need to be aware, and not so many people are aware of these things. And one of the things that we have abused in our life so far is the use of our tongue. The use of our tongue. I got married recently. That was 2019, praise God. And I learned that my wife has a lot of lame languages and the worldly languages, like may God bless me today, may God do this. And I conjure her, it shall be well with me, may God bless me. No, these are probability words. Those are words that are based on lack of knowledge and trust on the word of God. You don't pray that may God bless me. God will bless me. It's different from may God bless me. if you check the meaning of the word and the use of the word may in English, it's an assumption. It's something that you are not sure of. That's when you make use of the word may. As a believer, you can pray for someone whose Christian background you do not know. You can pray for that person because of the ingenuity you sense about that person, or the ingenuity you know about that person. You can pray that may God have mercy on you. But a person or yourself that you know very well, you should not use your tongue by saying that may God bless me. No, I don't believe in may God bless me, and I don't believe it shall be well with me. No, I believe it is well with me. It is well with me. I am well, I am healed, I will be healed. It's different. So we should learn how we use our tongue. Now, I want to go back home in the aspect of our parents, the way they used to talk, where we as children were not living up. I want to make a reference to a moment where I was living with my brothers at that time, and his wife. I was listening to music, all the Nigerian music, and in fact, in reality, I listen to more of American hip hop and all those kind of things in my private time than when I promote Nigerian music, but I listen to more of American music, especially R&B and all these kind of things. So when I'm listening to this music, oftentimes she comes around, she'll be like, why you should be listening to music that edify your souls and all that. What she was saying was true. It was the right thing she was saying, but she was saying to a young mind who at that time will never understand anything she was saying. And this was this was a transition that was going on in my own life. But because they have gone ahead of me at that time, they could not come down to my level to understand that I have not grown to the level to which they were expecting me to be at that time. So today, the kind of music I listen to that makes me happy, that edify my souls, when I'm alone or when I'm feeling low, that I need to listen to some certain things, I do not listen to things I used to listen to before. I now listen to things that I feel that have more benefit to my life and my soul. What's my point now is that when we were younger, most of our parents lost control of how they use their tongue over their children. Most of our children or most of our brothers and sisters that are suffering today, they are not just suffering because of witchcraft or whatsoever. It's not really witchcraft or someone in the village or in where you live, or there's somebody who don't want you to succeed. It can just be simply that the words that has been spoken over your life by your father, by your mother, by your parents, or even by your own self, the things you have said to yourself. Let me come back to Cambodia. Let me make use of a popular thing that some of us here might remember. There are two friends in Cambodia. They always go together, they play together, they always laugh, they do almost everything together, all right? So one of them in Cambodia here, as I'm going to tell the story, probably some of you we know who I'm referring to, but I'm just using it as an example and not in a bad way. Now, one of these guys will always say to people around him, and everybody will laugh. In this country, in this Cambodia we are, I know say one day you go put me for trouble, because anything you do, if you never mention my name, you will not the rest. I know say one day you go put me for trouble. For this Cambodia, I know say one day you go put me for trouble. Some years ago, the trouble finally happened. When the trouble finally happened, it not because of say this friend. If you find out, you will see that it is what he has been saying with his mouth for a long time that was growing. Now, when you use your mouth to say things, this is a mystery that most of us do not understand in our life today. This is a mystery. You see, the devil, all of us are accusing every time when an old man sleep with a small girl and he get caught, and later we say the devil and others. No, devil is not omnipresent. Like we used to think that devil is everywhere. It's a lie. Devil is not everywhere. That is a pure lie. These are things people are creating to make you believe that devil is as powerful as God is. No, devil is not as powerful as God is. It is our ignorance that is making us feel like the Satan is as powerful as God is. Satan is nowhere near God. And even human beings are more powerful. Human beings are more powerful than Satan. Human beings are more powerful than angels. Angels are answerable to you and I, if only you know and you can believe this truth. Now, when you say things like this, one day I know you will put me into trouble, you throw a words, and the words you throw out, remember, whatsoever you ban on earth shall be banned in heaven. You have entitled the powers around you to get hold of what you have said. And by the time you give that word permission, they use the word to attack you back. One day, I know, say you go put me for trouble for this Cambodia. Finally, that word keep growing. Everybody was laughing. When this brother was making this statement in Cambodia, we laugh. You know now, I cannot put you into trouble. One day you will put me into trouble. One day you put me into trouble. The word grew. He grew. He went into the realm of the spirit, and the Satan used it. That, look, this is what you have been confessing. I am not the one. And the trouble eventually came into that brothers. And we know the rest of the story. Our tongue has power. As mothers, please, I want to beg some of you that are out there, your children might not be behaving well. I was talking to one of these people these days. I said, I want to do this. I said, most of us that are still standing here today, we are a product of grace. When we were growing up, we gave our parents hard time. And as a result, some of our parents that were not properly brought up, or that were not grounded in the Christian knowledge, they use their mouth to sow a lot of negative words into our lives that are affecting their children till today. You might have gone to places to pray. You might have gone to places to make all manner of sacrifices, and you see that nothing in your life is moving. Just know that there are some certain things that have gone ahead of your life that are waiting for you. That's why you need to have a moment of confession to yourself. Be realistic. Try to I tell you, to be successful in this world, you must be spiritual. You can't get anything out of this life. People who are making money in this world, they don't just make money from nothing. They went and get power to make money from somewhere. You call it connection, you call it anything, you call it street, you call it... Nobody make money. In the book of Deuteronomy, God said, I am the Lord that giveth you power to make wealth. There are many people who have sold their life to Satan in exchange for money. And those people, when they are giving you money, they are equally sharing their pain and their life struggles with you. That's why you have to be very careful on who you accept financial gift from, or even material gift. But that is not what I'm here for. What I want to tell you is how you use your mouth. There are many of us in this Cambodia today that are struggling to today. You might have been here for many years. I was once like that until I changed my thinking, until I changed my orientation, until I changed the way I speak about this country. Listen to me. It is natural. Anyone you despise in this life, you cannot benefit anything from that person. It's the same thing as the land. A country you look down on and you despise the people of the country, you cannot make anything out of it. No matter how wealthy you are, before you get here, as you arrive here and you despise the land and you refuse to leave the land, I'm telling you, you will waste all your resources in this land and become stranded. And that's why you see a lot of people, you will see they used to be big, and after some years, you see them begging again. Why? Because they have used their mouth to rule their destiny. Mothers, please, these children you have, they are going to stress you. They are going to be they will stress you beyond your own expectation. But as a mother, be very careful on how you use your tongue. Be very careful on the kind of things you speak up in the life of your children. Be very careful on the kind of things you say concerning your marriage. Some years ago, I like to use myself as an example. I was dating a girl. Even though I knew quite all right that she was not the kind of a wife I want to have in my life, but my own was just to just go there and do takeaway, all right? Like, you know what I mean? But when the relationship was going on, I discovered that this person was really nice. I was trying to base my relationship on pity, to be like, look, how can I be so very unnice to somebody who I feel that is honest and nice? So I was continuing the relationship. And God knew that I was going to go further because I'm not the kind of... right from the onset, I knew that once I find the right woman for me, the next thing I want to do, I want to stable my emotions. I want to have my emotions stable so I can focus on the rest of the things of my life. So I was almost going to make a mistake by committing myself to a wrong woman until God ended it. It ended so bad, I was pained. But that pain was for my own benefit. And a lot of us are going through this. And in the beginning, I said to one of our sisters from Africa here in this country, and I said to the person that, look, I'm just dating this girl right now. I don't even know why I'm dating her. I am not looking forward for anything. She's not going to be my wife or anything. And she said to me, that day, I think so, I don't want to go too much so that someone know who I'm referring to. And she said to me, if you know you don't love her, let her go. I said, no, it's not about loving her. If it's loving her, I know I care and I love her. But she's not the type of a wife that I would like to have as a kind of a woman that I would like to have as a wife. These things, I said them long time ago. Then when the effect of these words started recurring, I was wounded. I was asking God why. And it took me 2 years after to realize that these are the words that I have uttered in my own life years ago. When the relationship started, then now the reality is unfolding, I'm crying. You see how life is? Our mouth creates the reality of our lives. So that's why the Bible says that death and life are in the power of the tongue. They that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. The fruit we're talking about is not mango, it's not apple, it's not anything. It is the things you say in your mouth. If you say that your husband will never amount to anything, your husband will never amount to anything in your marriage. If you say that the children that God has given you, they are wayward. Western people have the culture of naming their children and calling them monkey, monsters. I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny until I realized that these things you are saying about your children are going to manifest in the life of these children. They will definitely 100% sure that they will grow out to be human monster, that they will be disobedient to their parents. A time will come. Some of them will even disconnect with their parents for a very long time until the truth has come to light in their life before they can be. So don't be surprised. Some of us are going through a lot of things in our lives today. It's not just because there's one wish or there's one man, there's one woman in one place that is hurting you. It's because of the things you have said in your mouth. So we have to learn to use our mouth. When I was a kid growing up, I was about to write an exam. And we were talking about it, me and myself and the guy I call my twin brother. There's not really that much gap between us, and we grew up together as we were like twins. So to date, we still have that relationship, and I'm sure that some of you here must have heard I often refer to him as my twin brother, and that's how we live till today. He's married, he has a good life. I am married, I have a good life. We still live that same way to date, despite the distance. Now, the point I'm trying to bring out. So the three of us with my mom were there and we were sitting down. I was a kid that actually, I don't think that I would be where I am today because of the kind of friends I've had in my life. The kind of people I used to mingle up with, that Most of them ended up being killed. Some of them are armed robbers. Some of them are one of the people that are disturbing our community to date and something like that. And you know what that means to a mother. And when I was about to go and write this exam, my mom said something that, I tell you the truth, it has taken the Spirit of God inside of me to let it go, even after she's no more. My mom said that you just go and write. There's nothing you are going to write that will be meaningful. She never even knew that I can do well academically. So those things my mother said before the exam actually affected my exams. That the people I did the same exam with, all of them got fantastic grade. I never got nothing out of it. Instead of having all my credit complete, I had just 3, or even 2. I don't remember which of these, 2 or 3. But I know very well that I academically more inclined than these people who were getting fly colors in their exams. These were the things that my mother had already altered into my life. As parents, we have supernatural, power that has been given to us as mother and father over our children with the use of our tongue. If we don't use the right phrases, especially believers, we have to be very mindful of the kind of things we say about our children, the kind of things you say about your wife, the kind of things you say about your husband, the kind of things you say about your business, the kind of things you say about anything you do in life. This tongue is a mystery. It's not only for talking, it's not only for eating, but it has a lot of effect in our lives. And this is why I just want to come out and spend a few minutes with us today to remind us that as parents, no matter how terrible the situation is in your life, anytime you say something negative in your life or in the life of anyone, especially your children, try to reverse that word immediately and cancel that word immediately. If not, as you have said it, that word is going to create the reality of what you have said now, maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years, maybe even after you know more. Your children are going to be fighting those things that you have said upon their life. Your mouth is powerful over your own life. Your tongue is powerful over the life of things around you. Your mouth is powerful over the situations in your life right now. That's why the Bible says that let the poor say, I am rich, and let the sick say, I am healed. This is the mystery that has been kept away from the world. Not everyone will understand what I am saying right now. And I don't expect anyone or every one of you who probably going to come across this video to believe. A lot of people are going to discredit what I am saying. They will just think that I'm just a religious something. I'm not religious. I believe in the truth. And I believe in the God Almighty. And you can see what is happening in the world right now. All these things that are happening, I don't need to call names. All these things are fight against Christianity. True believers and worshippers of God. According to the book of John, it said they that worship God must worship God in truth and what? In spirit and in truth. There are so many mysteries that is surrounding our world today. This world we live in. It is not just the physical. It's not just the physical. As early as 7 or 6 something a.m., I was woken up this morning, and this burden of coming out to speak to us this evening has been in me since morning that I got up. And I was asking God, why am I supposed to be here to talk to people? Like I said, I'm not a pastor. I just find this truth, and it's practically working in my own life, and which is why I come out to share with you. There are some of us today that are in relationship that we need to get out of that relationship before we can get the breakthrough we are looking for. There are some of us today that are in a relationship that you need to make a solidified plan to make sure that you are in the right path with God and in culture that you are born into. Don't neglect these things that are around us. Your mouth creates reality that is after you and the one that is ahead of you. Don't ever play down on the use of your tongue. Your tongue has power. The Bible has never lied. It is the word that is making the Bible look like the Bible does not work. Look, I said it before and I will still say it again. I'm almost getting to the end of my talk here. I don't just believe in the Bible because somebody made me to. No. Let me give you a little background, a brief background about myself, all right? Some years ago in this country, Cambodia, where I'm in, or in case you're watching from somewhere else, I'm reaching you from Cambodia right now, all right? So, Cambodia is a country that has a lot of history. And the history of Cambodia does not favor people who want to live a just life because of the ethnics to which Cambodia was built upon. So for Christians that are in Cambodia, it requires you to be very upright in the things you do, the kind of friends you keep, and the kind of things you do, and the kind of places you go, and as well as your little circle. If you are not a praying person in this Cambodia, I tell you, you're going to end up very miserable. You are going to end up very miserable. This is why it is very, very good for people to keep to their faith. Listen, the fight that is going on in the world right now is nothing else but a collaboration of other powers that are against the ministry of God, that they want to draw the children of God away and they want to change the reality of the world. And this is what they have been trying for the past 30 years, that some of us are still ignorant of what I am saying to us right now. Use your mouth to create the reality that you are looking for. If you don't believe it, just practice it. This is what they try to make, I don't want to call religions. There are many things some of us are practicing. When I was broken in 2016, I started making questions. Asking questions about my life in 2014. I found out that, yes, whatever that I was looking for, I was getting it, but there was no satisfaction in what I was actually getting. I wanted to see more about life. I wanted to see what is it that is beyond the human. What is it that is, I have always known that there are powers that control the world. There is not only just God, but there are other powers that want to control the entire universe. So I became hungry. I withdrew from myself to myself. And I started asking questions. I started speaking to people. I started writing emails and all kind of things. I broke a lot of friendship and relationship and all kind of things intentionally. And some, I don't know how they happen, but I was trying to make inquiries about what is this? Why is this? Why does it have to be this? Who has to be this? Why does it have to be? In my questioning, that is when everything went to zero. I'm telling you, it's a long story that I don't want to go to. But everything I was going through, I was using my mouth to speak the reality that I want to see in my life. I was using my mouth to speak the reality without even realizing what I was doing. But there was a conviction in my mind that if you can use your mouth to speak, help that you need will come. And that's how my life started changing. It took a lot. My brain, everything inside me need to change for me to become who I want to become. And this is what is affecting us as Nigerians. Nigerians as a country, sorry, I'm digressing a little bit, but I just want to add this to that. Nigeria as a country, we want to have everything that other people have, but we don't want to do the necessity that will take us to the place we are going. And that's why I come out to tell us some weeks ago that whatsoever that is happening in Nigeria, it is not just the physical that we are fighting with. We are fighting against the principalities and powers that are controlling the world. So it is not just what we see that is happening in the physical. So back to the topic. I want to appeal to us. If you are in Cambodia today as a Nigerian, because I know that There are some of us that have the habit of despising this country, Cambodia. Cambodia is such a blessed country, and it's also a country that can bring you down within a minute. If you are not well guided, if you don't have a foundation to which you are standing on, there are so many people in this city you live in that are fake people. Not because they are fake for anything else. That the reality behind what you see is different from the physical appearance of so many people. You don't know what their success is based on. You don't know what their foundation is based on. Nearly everyone that I've met in this country, I can just attest for few that are genuinely standing and making progress in life. Almost all of them, including Nigerians and Westerners that are in this country, their foundation is based on something that is what? That is controlling the success and the things that they are achieving in life. All right? So what I am trying to say here is that be very careful on the kind of things and the ways you alter into your own life, your children's life, your career, your marriage. For example, I don't want to call names, but I'm sure some of you will remember you married a Cambodian that have given you wonderful kids whose future you do not even know yet. If somebody tells my parents years ago that I'll be where I am today and be talking to people, then they will tell you that I bet come up for which kind of vision you they see. Those are rubbish to them at that time. But today I am the one here trying to restructure my life, and the little things that I know, I share to other people. Listen, never ever underestimate the power of the tongue, and also don't look down on anybody in this life. You see, I feel really, that's why sometimes I don't want to talk to people. That's why I want to keep quiet no matter what they do, no matter what they say. They think that I don't hear the things they say about me. They think that I don't see the things they do about me. They think that they are very smart. Someone did something to me last year that cost me about 2 million. I just looked at the guy. I just like, if now money be your problem, just let it go. I just let it go just like that. I never questioned that guy in this country till today. I never questioned him. I just spoke to my wife about it. She said, if it's money, let it go. I just literally just let it go. What matters that I have my freedom. I have my peace is with me, and there is joy in my heart. Instead of me trying to go outside to make issues and stuff like that, I would rather just have my peace and let it go. There are so many of you here that you don't know how to let go just for the sake that you can have your own peace. I don't want to talk too much, but I realize that I'm already talking too much. As always, I love to talk, especially on the issues that relate to life. My brothers, if you know you are in Cambodia, Cambodia is not as bad as people think it is, or they make you to think, especially some of the old wicked people in this country. I'm talking about the African community. They don't want you to know the truth of why they failed in their time. So they speak lies. They tell you lies to discourage you. Don't listen to those people. Every human being in this life has power and the capacity and opportunities to succeed in this life. If only you are determined and you are ready to change the orientation that you have. Like I wrote in the Facebook here in some time past, most of us that are coming from Africa, our orientation about the reality of life has been twisted. We need to be what? Reoriented. You understand? So we need to change the way we think. We need to change the way we do things. We need to change a lot of things about us. But first, learn how to use your tongue. Anything you use your mouth to abuse, you can never become. Some years ago, I don't think some of you still remember. Some years ago, I used to say some negative things. I used to say when you abuse me, forget it. I know how to talk. It is a gift. But now I'm learning how to use it in the right way. You cannot win me in a fight. Except I just want to play my usual. Thank you very much. I just want to just play my usual things and let you go. I know how to talk, and it is a gift that I got from my Father in the heaven, Almighty God. And my biological father had it. My mother had it. And now they pass it to me. But I want to use my own time in the right way, so that my children will not have to go through the struggles that I have been through in life. So my children will not have to go through the pains that I've been through in life, the ignorance days that I wasted so much in my life. If what I know now, I was talking to one of my brother here in this, and I said to him that if what I know now, I knew them years ago, I'm telling you, I would have gone far than where I am now. Some of us in this Cambodia today, the reason why we are struggling, or in anywhere, in any part of the world where you are, the reason why you are struggling, you see that there are some people who will just put their hand into that same thing you are doing. They become successful, and you have been doing for many years. You are not succeeding. You realize that there are many things that are surrounding you. You need a restitution. Some of us, it's just simply because we refuse to forgive people that have wronged us. Unforgiveness is a trap that the devil used to hold people down. There are so many things about this life that we don't know about. And see, it is good for pastors to pray for you. It is good for all these prophets that you are following, but nothing works better than when you build a relationship with God. God is not limited. God is unlimited. It's available to anybody. But the reality of following God, the responsibility and the work you need to put in following God, that's why people are discouraging. If you tell someone that there is $10 million somewhere that if you do this one, you will see millions of people. I saw something Alibaba put on Instagram some hours ago. He said that a billionaire broke up. About millions of people went to view the status or the live broadcast on that the breakup of Bill Gates and all these stupid things that are happening. But another billionaire came up trying to teach people how to make money to become billionaire. Only 20,000 people. You see the margin. It tells us that there are so many of us that are going through trouble today that are not really willing to seek for solution to end their trouble. This is the reality of life. This is when 2018, when I got back from Africa, I called a few people in this country. I said, look, I'm not a pastor, but this is what I heard. This is what I thought that is happening to you. Stop taking money from people in this country. Stop taking money. He turned it into another thing. He said, they feel big and all that. If I tell you, his life is a mess in this country right now. But if he had listened, how do I survive without begging people $5, $10, this one? That is just the thing that he's struggling with in this country right now. Today, people are using his luck to shine. You go to say and lie, they tell you, but these are reality. These things that are reality, that are it's not just anybody that gives you money you need to take. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is the use of your tongue. This has so much power that you think you know. The tongue is not only for taste, it's not only for biting, it's not only for speech, but use it rightly. Stop calling your children monkeys. Stop calling your children useless. If you call your children useless, they might not be as useless as you have said to them today, but tomorrow, next day after, weeks, months, years, they will become useless. That is why you see, can't you do some research? Fathers who are drunkards, you will see that most of their children, boys and girls, become drunkard in real life. Why is it so? It is because of the path that the parents have trended, and now it has been transferred to their children. So the progression in this aspect, it is going on, and it's a reality, and Satan is holding on to it. And it takes prayer. Some of now, whether they turn and say, confess that Jesus is Lord. Now, just it is saying, just to talk, say Jesus is Lord, because you don't tie red cloth, you don't tie black cloth, you don't carry, you go native doctor, you don't do all those things. You think that God is as powerful as that. Just mere words as I'm talking to you. If this is how you talk to God, If you use your mouth and you communicate with God, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Some people say that I am too open and I share too much to people because I'm not afraid. In the past, yes, I was, but right now, I can't see any devil in the air or in the sea or under the sea, in the forest or anywhere that can stop my life now. Because I literally will never wake up in the morning to plan to hurt somebody. I don't plan evil against anyone. I don't plan to take from people unjustly. I don't do things that are not appropriate. I'm not perfect, but I'm still trying to live right. It doesn't matter what people outside say about me, but I know who I am and I know what I am. I know what I carry inside of me. So when I went to play football sometimes, because what actually brought me to Cambodia was football, if some of you still remember. I came here as a central defender and a central midfield defender. When I got here, they said that they need striker. They don't need anybody else. So I was converted to be a striker. Yes, I scored in my football teams, but I was just a defensive person. I have to adapt to that. I have to change and all that. Somebody is a very known guy in Cambodia. He said something to me that I didn't realize until several years passed that I realized. I had to go back in one of the certain weeks of my life, bring back those things that guy said in my life. He said so many horrible things to me. It was funny. People were laughing. People were just saying, it was funny what he was saying. They always clap for him. But he was such a bitter person who is not happy about his own life. And for that, he was using his evil mind to deposit evil into so many people in this country, Cambodia. This is why you see that many African players who come to play football in this part of this world, they never move past Thailand and all these places and all that. And it has been in my mind to have a football fellowship with our footballers. But when you try to bring them together, they will think that you want to take money. I don't need anything from anybody. Why has it been that no professional footballer has gone past Singapore? Not Singapore, they've not even been there. Thailand or Myanmar and all that. They play. After they play, they will come back. Why is it like that? Anybody ever ask you? One of our brothers who went to Europe, about 2-3 of them went to Europe. They came back empty-handed. Why? Have you asked questions like that? Our foundation has been faulty with the use of our mouth because we play down everything around us. We play down everything with our mouth. The things you say are creating reality about your life today. I think that's it. Use your tongue. Like I said, Proverbs 18 verses 21. Proverbs 18 verses 21. That is just the anchor scriptures that I am here to share with us. Like I said, I'm not a pastor. I don't want to be a pastor. I don't dream to be a pastor. The life that God is giving me, I think that I know where I'm going to be in the next 5-10 years. I know what I'm going to become. I know by His grace. It has been revealed to me since 2016 on the June 15. And I can tell you more about the years to come. And I can tell you more about what is happening. But when you tell people things, they think you are stupid. They think you don't know what you're doing. Let me tell you, when you are stupid, when you don't know what you're doing, you will have more friends. But the moment you know what you are doing in life, people will leave you. Why? Because they don't like you to rise. Why? Because they want to pull you down. They want to trap you. And that has been the fight has been fighting in African community in this Cambodia for many years. And I'm not tired of fighting it. There are people who are posing themselves as people, but they are not really who you think they are. They are agents of evil that I want to pull many people down in this country. Why do you think there are many Nigerians dying in this Cambodia? You think that is an accident? Or you think that is just because the people want to die and they want to die abroad? They will buy tickets, they will come to abroad and die? Think. There are things that are happening that you may not be aware. And until you start questioning And this is why I wrote it some time ago. A community without a backup of a community without a spiritual backup is a joke. Every community existing in this country, Cambodia, especially in Phnom Penh today, has spiritual backing. Is it that the positive backup or the negative backup? If Africans in Cambodia wants to grow to become financial giants in this country and industry commanders in this country, we need to go back to honest spiritual backup in this country for us to break through. Otherwise, many mysteries are going to fall on us in this country. And I am using this as an opportunity to talk to those who are pastors, who are religious leaders, and all of them that are here in Cambodia, to start thinking and start making their foundation right. I tell you, some years ago, not about 2 years ago or something like that, I spoke to somebody. I didn't know what I was telling the person because I am the one speaking. But God in his spirit was communicating through me to this man. And I talked to him. I didn't realize what I was telling him. Months after, he had a big problem. And today, he's off the air. We need to understand the things that are happening around us. If you call your life useless, your life will be useless. If somebody, they call you useless, tell that person you are not useless. That's why they think that I'm attacking people sometimes. Since I came to the realization that words has power. If somebody tell me that you are proud, I say, no, I'm not proud. You just don't know me. If somebody say you are poor, I tell you, no, I'm not poor. If somebody say you don't, anything you say negative to my life, I return it immediately. If you don't return it, those things have effect in your life. Whether you believe it or not, a day will come you will realize that what I'm telling you right now is nothing but the truth. It's Sunday, and I just decided to come and share these things with us today to let us be aware of the things that are happening in this world. Don't be stupid. Because people are cursing Buhari, you should be abusing Buhari. Because people are saying that Buhari is a bad person, you should be saying, even if you don't know him, because somebody is saying that this thing is killing people, you just jump on it without making your own findings, without having your own things. My friend, you are nobody but just a tool that people use to get their whatever they want to achieve. Be smart. Be intelligent. Guide your mouth in the things you say. I love one of our brothers here. I don't want to call his name. He just came up also. I like something about him. No matter how difficult it is, he will tell you, say, brother, don't worry, we'll go make money, we'll go home, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do that. That positive confession you see is working for him. It might not be as other people expected, but it's working for him. Not all that glitters, that is gold. Be very, very careful with the way you use your mouth. If people are abusing Cambodia, if Cambodia is working for you, don't put your mouth in abusing Cambodians. If people are looking down on Cambodians, don't put, if it's not what you want, don't just follow people. 90% of what is happening in Africa today is because that we followed people who have gone wrong, and because we see that it's their obvious achievement, we think that they are successful. They are not really successful people. They are crying inside. All you see is the flashing cars and all that. Some of them don't really have those cars or the houses. Some of them are on rent, and a lot of them are going through depression. But you have only $20,000 in your bank account. You want to compare your life. You have peace, you have joy, you have family, you have children. You see, I listened to something that one of our brothers shared on Facebook yesterday, and he said that ignorance, I forgot how the pastor defined it. You see, this ignorance, you see, there is no escape. Once you are living in ignorance, until you realize you will not come out of it. I see a lot of our people these days, the things we support, the things we don't even understand the signs that people are using. Understand the sign that people are writing. Understand the things. Most of these things you see have spiritual implications. They have spiritual implication. Be very careful in the things you say with your mouth. This mouth can create your destiny. This mouth can kill your destiny. Like I said, women especially, because when women are hurt, they say all manner of things, and they think that there are some women in this world. In fact, among women that I know, girls and all young girls, they always say that there are no good men in this life. You will always meet bad men. And it's only the bad men you will meet until you give up hope, you become a feminist and a bitter human being the rest of your life. There are men in this life who say that there are no good women, and it's only bad women you will meet for the rest of your life. You will become a bitter person and you will hate women for the rest of your life. It's because of what you have said with your mouth. Learn how to reverse the things you are saying. So, in fact, not some, most of us, white, black, yellow, any race you are in, we need what they call restitution. You need to go back into your life and rebuild your destiny. Other than that, you just continue to be a joke, and there is nothing you are going to achieve in life. So this is it. Like I said before, I am not a pastor. I don't have a dream to become one. But once I know something and I practicalize it and it's working, I come out to talk about it. And that's what I want to share with us today. I love and I appreciate anyone that is responding to anything I put out. Whether you respond to it positive, negative, I appreciate you. I don't look down on people. Maybe I was. That was when I was stupid. That was when I didn't know anything, or I didn't know what was happening around me. But this time, I'm very careful what I say, what I write. I joke a lot. That is me. But I am careful even in my jokes. I guide my mouth and the things I say. Take it that when you write something, it's the same as you saying something with your mouth. It is out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. It is what is in your mind that you can write on the social media. Be careful what you write. Be careful, especially those of you who have taken it as a priority to be abusing men of God. The relationship between God and the pastors is between them. Live your life away from it. Otherwise, you will be putting more trouble upon your life. Be careful of what you say about men of God. Your mouth can kill you. Your mouth can make your life better. My name is Harry. Thank you so much for coming out here to listen to me this Sunday. I just felt the need to come out, and I believe that God put these words in my heart to share with us today for somebody at least, that can listen to this video and it will be of a good benefit for you. Learn how to use your mouth. Women, boys and girls and men. Don't, because of the frustration of life, that what you expected, what was your target at the early stage, you have not been able to achieve it in life. Don't, because of that, become bitter and you start using your mouth negatively. Whatever you say has reality in your life. Whether you believe it or not, is the truth. Nothing but the truth. Thank you. Talk a live. No time to tell time. God bless you. Peace.